Eli here from Plant Oak Trading, and today I want to go over what I do with plants that are starting to die or starting to get very leggy. So it's winter time here. I just cleared off a whole bunch of just dead leaves. This plant has been sitting by one of our windows for way too long. It's been probably 3 weeks at this point, and I've peeled off probably 40 dead leaves or so. As you see down here, there's even more. So I'm going to show you what I do to clean these up and get the best out of it as I can. This is all from cuttings, so it's not a loss if I lose it anyways, but I want to show you to see what I can do to save it, especially if it's one of your favorite plants. Like this one's been around for a couple of years now, especially these cuttings came from plants that we've had for a while. So what I like to start off with, like I said in the beginning, cut and get rid of as many dead leaves as possible. So I'm going to do a quick time lapse of me just getting rid of all the dead leaves, and we're going to see what we're left with. Okay, so we definitely have a little bit of frostbite going on here with a couple of these leaves, like over here. They're starting to get a little brown just on the ends here. But we definitely have a lot of leggy stems here. So what I like to do with these, and what I'm gonna do my best is, as you can see, this is still growing at the very end here. You can see some still growth here, but it's probably about, I don't know, a foot and a half of nothing here. So unfortunately, what I'm gonna do, I'm going to cut this off here right below the stem here, and I'm just going to propagate this one. So I'm going to take the stem here, find those little nodes here. This one I can go a little bit longer since the rest of it's getting thrown out. So I'll keep this piece just to propagate. So I'll set this aside. But this foot and a half long stem is just going to be chucked. You can try to propagate this. There's nodes here, but in my experience, I've not had any success doing that. So. And then there's these as well here that are starting to just die. These roots are bad and pretty much they're rotten. I can just pull it straight up. This is a propagation that just, I don't think took in this plant itself. So same with these, those are gonna go. And we're gonna keep digging around here and see what else is here. As you see, there's a pretty good root ball here with a lot of potential still. So we're gonna keep looking around here. These ones aren't too bad. We're gonna let that one be fine. This one is coming off of here, and I'm just gonna take this one out as well, because this one, I can just feel it starting to die a little bit. I know this is a new root here, but as you see here, it's already started to die. It is cold, and just wasn't the best time to plant some of those in here. I've definitely learned my lesson. Let's see here, the end here, I'm gonna trim this one up a little bit. Actually, I don't think there's anything growing from this one, so I'm gonna give this one a cut as well. As you see, this one's starting to die off a little bit, so we're gonna cut that one out of here. Clean up some more of these leaves. There's some new growth down here, so I know we're cutting off a lot of dead stuff, but as you see, new growth. There's still new growth coming from this plant, so still very hopeful. Like I said, this one's been around for a long time, but here's another leggy one. This one stopped growing. So let's check where this root comes from, and this one might get cut off as well, just because it's too leggy and there's probably not enough nutrients going to it, and just being cold and all that in general. So let's get this one figured out here. Kind of organize that one and find it. So this one came from this pile as well. I think I'm just gonna chop it because there is no new growth. There's actually no leaves coming from it except the end. So we're just gonna let that one kind of do its thing. There was a total of 2 leaves here, 1.5 leaf. This one got frostbitten, but this one's even longer than the other cutting, so we're gonna chuck this one aside as well. And we can check these ones. These ones still have some new growth on it, so this one's not bad. Same with this. This one's a little frostbitten, but I think this one should be able to weather the storm a little bit. Actually, double checking that, probably not. So I think we're gonna cut this one as well. I'm just gonna cut it here at the root. And then for the final one, this one's going just fine, to be honest. We did cut off this end, but this one will be fine. So that's what I like to do with my plants if they ever get a little leggy or a little neglected, to be honest. Trim those up, just make them look a little bit better. So this one looks a lot better now. It's not as full, but that's okay. Or some of these propagations that I can throw on there in a few weeks just to kind of fill it up a little bit more. And we got one propagation out of it as well, so I'll fill this in with the propagations that I have and continue to keep growing this one for years to come. So thank you guys for stopping by. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have any preferences or suggestions of how to keep these plants going after they've been neglected for a while, or like I said, just a cruel winter and just being very cold and not a lot of light sometimes. So thank you guys and have a wonderful day.